What's up, guys? Sorry for me not posting, but we are back with the uploads, and today I'm going to bring you guys a full water guide. I wanted to start off with water because I've seen nobody really do water on this episode, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on YouTube, so I wanted to be the first to drop water. I'm going to do a Rage, I'm going to do a Quantum, I'm going to do all the powers, but let's do water. And this, I genuinely think that there's nothing better, but if I post any video on a guide video, but then I find something better in the future, I will always update it because the idea is for you guys to have the best things ever. Now, let's start off with the beginning. When you guys go into the raid, I want you guys to use Boo Armories. If you guys have not gotten it, then you guys are missing out. But basically, when you're at the door, you're going to pop your Boos and you're going to pop your Henchmen's. And then what you want to do is if you have Philosopher's Stone, you want to use the Philosopher's Stone. Unfortunately, I don't have it here. And then you want to use Mercy as well. The Mercies, all Mercy's doing is giving it a shield. The Philosopher's Stone is going to give you a buff for 12 seconds, and that's very nice to have. Now, the other thing is, the other sauce I use that a lot of people won't know in this video is I charge up my Omega using healing abilities, and then at the last second, I'm going to use my weapon at the first move, which is a combo move, which is then going to trigger my John Stewart ally, which gives me 5.5%. It gives 6%, I believe, and when I swap armories, it still stays on there. Corpse combo, it still stays on there, so when I go to engage that first fight, I keep that might. Now, this is not a big difference because the John Stewart only lasts for 15 seconds, so it's not something huge. So if you don't have John Stewart, I'm not telling you guys to level him. If you want to, you can, but that's just a little sauce that you can do to get some extra might, especially on that first set of ads. You'll have a little bit more might than everybody else by simply doing that. So you can put in John Stewart into your Boo Armory, and then when you swap armories, you'll still keep the buff. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Now, hopping into the AoE, as you guys already saw a glimpse. The first power is going to be Tsunami Strikes. This is mainly going to be to build your Omega. The second move is going to be Bubble. Now, if you have Spore Pod, which this account doesn't have, I want you guys to use Spore Pod. But if you don't have it, just use Bubble. Why? Because Bubble, when you use Bubble, as you guys can see, while inside the bubble, your attacks have a chance to do additional damage. Since you're primarily spamming this move, you might as well just put this bubble just for protection and also to get that extra bit of damage. But also, this shield prevents you from taking damage from the artifact. So that's good because it makes sure that you're not dropping under 50% because you don't want to lose that extra might. Look how much might I have. You don't want to lose that might. So that shield prevents you from dropping under. But if you do have the Spore Pod, just run Spore Pod, and then at that point you'll be relying on your healer. So there's that, and then you run Omega, Neo Venom, Call it Deep, and then Lasso. So you're always going to want to pop Neo Venom first. So usually, like, I'll have my Omega charged up by the time I engage into the fight. So usually what I'll do is I'll go in, pop my Lasso, go right into my Omega. It should be all super fast, as you guys can see. Everything should be super fast. Boom, boom. Now, if you guys notice, I'm popping Lasso super fast. Now, you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Instead of me tapping square and yanking the Lasso, I'm just tapping Brawling. I'm tapping with Brawling, and it just cancels the animation. You see how fast it just cancels it, and it still does the ability. So, instead of tapping square like it says to do in the ability, just tap triangle or tap your range ability, and then they cancel the animation. So that's very crucial to know. Now, for allies, you're going to want static. You're going to want static and flash on both ST and AoE. For your allies, for combat, you can use Superboy if you have it. If you don't have it, just use Batman Who Laughs, or honestly, whatever. I mean, combat ally is not going to be a big difference. I hope you guys know that. I would say the passive ones are a little bit more important than what it is the combat one. But for single target, which is I'm going to show you this loadout, I like to use John Stewart just to buff the group, make the run faster, be a team player. Now, for the loadout for ST, it's very similar. You're just going to be using Starbolt, which this is an ability that when I go over, it's a projectile that you're shooting. So if you see how slow it is and its travel time, you can miss it. A lot of people miss it a lot of the times and they don't notice. So two things you can do is you can get closer. If you get closer, there's less chances of you missing because there's less travel time. And then the other thing you can do is only use Starbolt when you see that the bosses are stationary. The other ability, Tsunami Strikes, you're not going to miss it regardless. So kind of be mindful of that. If you see that there's a lot of movement going on, use Tsunami Strikes. If you see that they're more still, use Starbolt. Now, in regards to the supercharges, as you guys can see, there's 3. Usually what I'll do is I'll pop Neo Venom first, hit my Omega, right? Right after the Omega, I just instantly start building it. Again, I like to prioritize Starbolt if possible. And then, okay, it's up. Now we're going to go right into our 10K. Same thing, pop Omega. That's all it is. If you still have extra supercharge after that, then you just literally rinse and repeat. You're going to stack your Omega up, and then you're going to hit your other super. And same thing, straightforward. You usually want to always pop your Omega after you pop your EOG, because your Omega will hit harder and then your EOG will hit harder since you're feeding it. Pretty straightforward on how to use it. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the explanation. And I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, and I'll show also the healer side. After the DPS, I'll show the healer side, so I hope you guys enjoy.
DJ drop, we be the ones to make it hot. Electric shock, energy like a billion watts. Space be booming, the speakers pop. Galactic, call me Mr. Spot. We bumping in your parking lot.
When you coming up in the spot, don't bring nothing we call pink dot, cause we burning around the clock. Hit the lights and then turn them off. If you green, that don't make you stop. Like the jungle, we run the block. No one rolling the way we rock, way we rock.
I wanna rock right now. I wanna rock right now. I wanna rock right now.
I wanna dance in the lights. I wanna rock your body.
What's up, guys? Let's hop right into the video on the healer side. So for the healer, this is the loadout that you guys are gonna want: Drown, Flood of Power, Starbolt, Tranquil Pool, Mending Wave, and Soothing Mist. Now there's one move that you can replace out of this. You can use the Call of the Deep if you want. The only difference is that Call of the Deep is more of a damage move, while the other one is more of a healing over time. This one has a 30-second cooldown, while the other one has a 45, actually has a 60. So usually you want to use the pool simply because the cooldown is less. But let's say you want to go more into a battle healer, you want to do a little bit more damage, you can rock the Call of the Deep. And while you wait for the cooldown, you can always just use the Flood of Power. But I would honestly recommend using the pool just so the cooldown, you don't have to face that problem. Now, for allies, you're going to want Black Adam, and you're going to want Flash, and then John Constantine. So in regards on how to do the rotation, Starbolt, the first move is the Supercharge Generator. All it's doing is doing exactly what I just said, generating your Supercharge. And then Starbolt is the same story. And then you got your group heal and your power heal, which is simply to keep the group alive. Now, what you want to do is you want to pop your 10k always first. You want to go right into Starbolt. Obviously, you heal. You always want to pay attention to the group's health. You heal. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you hit your Supercharge Generator and then the Supercharge. What this second Supercharge does is that it gives you like basically unlimited power for a few seconds. It shortens the cooldowns and all that sorts of stuff. And then as you can see, my 10k is now ready. Then I can pop my 10k again. Same thing. As you see, it resetted, and that's because of the back mod. Same thing. And you just rinse and repeat. You keep going back and forth, 10k, 5k, 10k, 5k. And essentially, you have greens up almost 24/7 as long as you keep alternating the rotation. As you guys can see, by the time that 10k gets off cooldown, I'm already at max super. And this is just me generating my own super. Nobody's helping me generate it. It's just myself. So I'm gonna hit one more Starbolt. I'm gonna wait until my Supercharge Generator is off cooldown. I'm gonna double hit it. As you guys can see, I reset it again. So since my 10k is gonna get off cooldown, I'm gonna go ahead and do one more Starbolt. Pop my 10k. And rinse and repeat. That's all you're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys some in-game content, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, and before I show you guys the gameplay, I did forget to do the skill points. So I go super powered, I go critical heal and critical healing magnitude, and then I actually go full might and power and then resto. The reason being is that you're spamming Starbolt a lot, so you want to make sure that you're not running out of power. So I actually prioritize getting full max might and power, and then I go into resto. Now, if you have very, very low skill points, that you might have to just go more resto. But I don't know. I feel like might and power is the move because you want to make sure that you're able to spam Starbolt as much as possible so that you can regain your supercharge as shown before. But enjoy the gameplay, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.